Hello all, this is Niger Newsmonger, a channel dedicated to bringing you news and tidbits from around the world. We speak a variety of languages from Pidgin to Hausa, Yoruba and Igbo. I hope you like my content and please don't forget to share, comment and subscribe. This is our first podcast and we have just 10 minutes today, so let's dive right into it. Today's first story is from Montreal in Quebec, Canada, where a white woman in her 40s threw boiling water at a 10-year-old black boy when he was walking by her home on his way back from school with his friends. The police say the boy was scalded in the incident. The boy told Radio Canada that he was walking home from school with friends and they took a shortcut that passes in front of the woman's residence. His father, Tewa Pierre Senna, said the boy arrived home around 4 p.m. screaming, "Dad, someone threw boiling water on me. I have been burned." The boy suffered serious burns to his head, face, torso, and back. Well, my quick take on this one is that that's the color of racism in Canada. And while it's prevalent, you would never expect it to get to this level where a kid would be attacked, so violently. So the lady was released the same day with a promise to appear, which I think was crazy. So we'll see what the justice system does with this one. Yeah. Our next story, Ichoko, my people. Another Nigerian they carry last story. Chai. So we have this very own Niger dude, Kaycee Madu, who was making us proud in Canada as a justice minister until he lost that justice portfolio due to this incident that we're about to discuss. He briefly occupied another ministerial position after that, but that's besides the point. My people. So when this guy man was a justice minister, he got a $300 distracted driving ticket in 2021. I think that's when you're using your phone and you're driving at the same time. Yeah. So imagine this thing happened since 2021 and we're still on it. So instead of guy man to respect himself now and go and pay the tickets and move on JJ like most Canadians do, he proceeded to call the police chief to complain about the tickets. Yeah, all that Niger level. Don't you know who I am? The jack ticket for me, the minister. Imagine. So I think maybe guy man still saying still Niger new. I don't know. He has finally been sanctioned by the Law Society. Chineke. So a report came out saying that a committee that was convened on it, they will reconvene to determine a proper sanction. Hey, wahala, which could amount to a suspension or even disbarment. Hey, make we dey pray for this guy man brother Kaycee Madu, because if he's suspended or worse, disbarred, na go baby that how I don't gas be that. Let me read what the committee said. This committee grammar plenty, but I go read them. I know say Nigerian Newsmonger self, I go night school. So Madu maintained throughout the hearing that his call to the Chief Dale McPhee, that's the police chief, was unrelated to the distracted driving ticket, and he was phoning for reassurance that the officer who issued him the ticket was not racially profiling him or illegally surveilling him. So the committee's report says it is accepted that Madu never explicitly asked McPhee to do something about the ticket, nor did McPhee do anything about the ticket, but the ticket is what prompted the phone call in the first place. The report says Madu's argument was not supported by the evidence and he attempted to use his position of power to influence a personal issue. Oga Madu, why now? Why you forehand like this now, eh? And far from encouraging public respect for the administration of justice, Mr. Madu's conduct is reasonably perceived as sidestepping the process entirely and thus eroding public confidence in the administration of justice and in the legal profession. The report continued, it was irresponsible and failed to meet the high standard required to retain the trust, respect, and confidence of other members of the profession and members of the public. His conduct is inconsistent with his commitment as a lawyer, as it imports special access and the perception of special treatment. The committee wrote that as Justice Minister, in quote, he was one of the most senior ranking prominent lawyers in the province, and it was his responsibility to set an example for the profession. That's true. Mr. Madu's duties required him to avoid even the perception of impropriety. Wow. The report says the committee will reconvene to determine a proper sanction which could amount to a suspension or even disbarment. Hey, Naija, we sabi pray. Make we pray for this our brother. Hey, no weapon, no weapon, no. Hey, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́. Now, on Niger news, a scary tale is that of a teenage boy named Monday Ario, who was allegedly FLOGGED 164 times to pay for damaging a dustbin by a teacher at Obada Grammar School in Imekwafon local government area of Ogun State. According to emerging reports, the boy's teacher brought a dustbin to the class and told the students not to break it. Ario then said, is it not our money they used to buy it? The teacher reported him to the principal, who allegedly said he should be disciplined. That's how the teacher now FLOGGED this boy 164 times until he COLLAPSED. He was rushed to hospital where his situation declined and he died. Hey, now wow, these teachers, do they have their own kids at all? 164 times? I don't think so, because and I'm beginning to feel like maybe having a child or children should become a prerequisite for being a teacher. My people, what do you think? Please leave your comments down below. Nigerian newsmonger gathered that they are planning to BURY him immediately. Activist Adetun Onojobi has stated on her Instagram page that she was going to Abeokuta, Ogun State, and warned that there will be gege if the boy is BURIED before she got there. She called on authorities in Ogun State to investigate and ensure justice is served. Moving on. Controversial cross-dresser Ijisokuneye, aka Bobrisky, may face fresh criminal charges over claims that he served his jail term in a private apartment and bribed officials of the EFCC to drop money laundering charges against him. My people, we won't hear the last of this Bobrisky matter anytime soon. Remember that investigation panel that was chaired by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior to probe Bobrisky's claims that he bribed EFCC officers with 50 million to drop money laundering charges against him. Remember that he also claimed to have bribed officials of the Nigerian Correctional Service to serve his 6-month sentence in a private apartment. So, the panel, while presenting its report, said there was no evidence that Bobrisky slept outside the Kirikiri Custodial Center, which we know already, However, fresh details of that report have emerged, stating that Bobrisky tarnished the image of the Correctional Service with false claims. So the panel asked the DSS to investigate whether, directly or through a proxy, Bobrisky bribed the FCC or the Correctional Service. And if those allegations of bribery by Bobrisky are substantiated, the panel said he should be charged with corrupt practices. The Nigerian Correctional Service should file defamation suits against Bobrisky under sections 373-375 of the Criminal Code Act for his false claims about bypassing the prison system, tarnishing the institution's reputation. We were wondering why Bobrisky was on the run, my people. This may be why. Maybe he knew. So the DSS should be requested to investigate whether Bobrisky, directly or through a proxy, bribed EFCC or Correctional Service officials. If substantiated, Bobrisky should face charges under the Corrupt Practices or Other Related Offences Act for bribing public officials. Wahala dey here. The panel also indicted 4 correctional officers who were recommended for disciplinary action for various reasons as outlined in the Correctional Center's Condition of Service, Civil Service, and applicable laws. I think those sanctions relate mostly to the documentation surrounding Bobrisky's movement between the Medium Security Custodial Center and the Kirikiri Medium Security on April 22nd of this year, and also for backdating the transfer documentation. Yes, in relation to receiving Bobrisky into the maximum security prison, I think. It also appears that Bobrisky's case has sparked debate on human rights and recognition of cross-dressers, transgenders, and transsexual individuals in the country's laws, institutions, and facilities. Because activists are now arguing that the government and its institutions should be aware of the presence of these individuals and make provisions for them. They are saying that sexual orientation is part of human rights. It should be respected by the Nigerian government, and that the Kirikiri Custodial Center where Bobrisky served his jail term was not befitting of his sexual orientation. So they are encouraging the federal government to respect the rights of individuals regardless of their orientation, and to also provide special facilities, for special inmates. What are your thoughts on that, my people? Anyway, we've come to the end of our update. Please leave your comments down below and see you in my next video. Till then, I say Anjima, Aigafu, O Dabo.